To start off, what is Genius Hour? Genius Hour is a period of time, usually about 1 hour a week, where students are free to pursue their own interests and passions in ways that the traditional schooling system cannot. This short, oblique, valuable period not only empowers students to explore their own interests, but also has the potential to spark spontaneous interest in other topics. In addition to this, it fosters autonomy, an excitement for learning, and an intrinsic motivation to do so. By encouraging creativity, Genius Hour allows students to generate and explore their own ideas and questions critical skills to have in the workplace. The research component that comes with self-exploration develops a student's critical thinking, while collaborative workshops enhance social skills and confidence. Genius Hour not only shapes lifelong learners, but also holds immense value for both teachers and students.
For teachers, Genius Hour can help ascertain students' passions, how they learn, and what their personal interests are. Educators can use observations made during Genius Hour and change up their teaching during traditional schooling hours to enhance learning and retention. Students will learn more about themselves and find an interest that can turn into a career path. Genius Hour is an innovative approach that encourages students to foster a love for learning and take charge of their education. With careful planning and support, Genius Hour can be a valuable tool for unlocking student potential. This approach to education has its roots in the corporate world, where it was based off the famous 80-20 rule, where employees are encouraged to spend 80% of their time on company-related projects, while the remaining 20% of their time should be used to work on a project their job description doesn't cover. The idea for Genius Hour stems from the belief that by allowing people to work on things they are interested in, productivity will increase. After implementing this idea, many companies such as Google saw tremendous success with innovations such as AdSense, Gmail, Google News, and Google Glass being some of the many things that came out of Genius Hour. With such evident success in the business world, many schools are experimenting with this idea in their classrooms.
While this idea may seem enticing for teachers to try with their students, it is important to know how to effectively implement this technique to enhance student learning while also ensuring that they stay on task. Although Genius Hour allows students to pursue whatever interests them, implementing Genius Hour into the classroom requires teachers to strike a balance between having that freedom, but also having a structure in order to keep students on task and guide their learning. There are no set rules to Genius Hour, but providing students with a basic framework and instructor guidance on a regular basis will ensure that the students are on track and their project stays focused. At the core of Genius Hour is transforming students' passions into tangible projects they can share with the class, whether it be a presentation, a short story, creative works, or a hands-on demonstration. The main priority lies in showcasing the students' journey and the outcomes of their passion-driven project. Students not only get the opportunity to express themselves, but they also get the chance to learn from their other classmates and be inspired by one another.
Genius Hour holds the potential to be a lifeline for students who struggle with traditional approaches to education. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that not all students may seamlessly adapt to this new teaching method. Students who are familiar with the structure of regular instruction might find the open-ended nature of Genius Hour assignments disorienting, especially if they feel their creativity has been stifled in the past, potentially leading to anxiety during the assignment or presentation phase. To address these challenges, instructors must remain aware of their students' needs, recognizing that some may not feel equipped to navigate the creative demands of the assignment or the pressures of presenting. It becomes essential for educators to offer alternative assignments. This ensures that students, regardless of creative ability, will have the chance to participate in this activity. Despite the myriad benefits Genius Hour brings to students, it doesn't escape criticism. Critics argue that granting students autonomy over their learning might unintentionally discourage some, particularly those who are lacking the skills to effectively teach themselves. The overwhelming volume of information online also poses a challenge, potentially distracting students from the intended goals of Genius Hour. Critics also spotlight the considerable burden on teachers, who must develop 30 individualized lesson plans and maintain regular check-ins with each student on top of their regular responsibilities as a teacher. These are understandable concerns when it comes to Genius Hour, but every classroom is structured differently, so this passion project can be interpreted and tweaked however the teacher feels fit. Remember, there is not one right way to teach a diverse group of students. As long as they are engaged and progressing, it's the ultimate goal of Genius Hour.
Overall, Genius Hour can be a great idea to implement in the classroom to allow students to have the freedom to learn about interesting things that happen outside of school. With Genius Hour, students are allowed to have their own voice, set goals, and practice processing skills and reflect on what they've learned with their peers. This teaching method comes with the same responsibilities as other methods used for a group of students, understanding the needs of each student, which is critical for their success. Teachers can diversify this passion project however they feel best for themselves and their students' needs, because this is not a one-shoe-fits-all project. It is ultimately supposed to keep students engaged in their interests. Passionate educators all around the world are working hard to help students improve their learning. And the only way to reach that goal is to implement new strategies and see what works best for the students.